my DJ Lux. Now, it was 3 years ago on this very stage that we started this event, and we were calling it Velocity Live. And as you may notice, it's now called MotorTrend Live. And to explain a little bit more about that is my good friend and the president of Velocity. And since it's Halloween, he's dressed as a network executive. Please welcome Bob Skinner.
For coming. As Chris mentioned, this is the very first MotorTrend Live show. Up until this year, it's been known as Velocity Live, and we are taking a new step forward. Some people will say, why are you going to change Velocity to MotorTrend? And the answer is, what we're doing is taking the #1 automotive network in the world, and we're growing that business to become the #1 automotive media company in the world. So we are going to be able to deliver the current shows that you know and love, people you know and love, with new content and new talent and new opportunities to you anytime, anywhere, and on any device. So all you have to do is download the MotorTrend app and you'll get it all directly to you, direct to consumer in any format that you like. You're going to see tonight, today, all of the talent that we've come to know and love, the shows that we've come to know and love, and we're going to introduce you to some new people and new shows that we think you'll embrace and really like. I do want to do a little bit of business, if you'll allow me, and I can see, okay, you don't need to raise the lights, but how many folks here are here as exhibitors or sellers? They're all on the floor. Oh, there you are. How many are buyers, like in the business buying? There you go. Well, look, I just do want to tell you that with this new business now, beyond the linear network, this traditional media, what we now offer to you, regardless of the size of your business or your budget to advertise, is an opportunity to get into media, whether it's through some of our owned and operated websites, digital short form, traditional long form shows, the Barrett Jackson option, and so on. Anything that you think you want to advertise, regardless of the size of your budget, we can help you. So there's a MotorTrend booth in the middle of Central Hall. I encourage you to go there. There are ad sales people there ready to help you. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. Please step up. So you'll see there's cameras around. We're shooting this show. We're going to cut it down to a 1-hour special that will air on November 23rd, which is Black Friday. That's the day Velocity flips to become MotorTrend. So you guys have a chance to brag to all of your friends and relatives that your applause is actually on TV. All right? We're going to rehearse that, by the way. After the show, after Dave Kindig and Kevin from Bitch and Rides come out, you're going to see a quick change, and Chris will walk you through this. This is kind of behind-the-scenes stuff. He'll tell you, okay, we just stopped recording for a minute, so this is not part of the show, and then we'll pick it up again and move it on. But when we get through the show, through the Bitch and Rides guys, then we're going to set up and bring all the talent out, and you get a chance to step up to one of these 2 mics and ask questions. The only thing I caution you on is if you're going to stand in line and take all your time when you get up to the microphone, do not ask Mike Brewer where the hell China is. Trust me, don't ask the question. Now you guys have a responsibility here, right? Again, on the applause side, this Open's going to run. These talent have all shown up. None of them get paid for this. None of them. And what they're here for is literally to say thank you for your support and your viewership and your watching. So please be gracious and loud with your applause. For the Open, it's a very cool Vegas-style Open, like late-night TV. I'm not getting paid. No. So, when Chris sits down here, so when this video runs, when it gets to the end, he is going to do some magic arm waving. Let's see it. Let's do a little rehearsal.
Let's rehearse. Ready? Woo!
I'll be back over to Chris for Q&A. My job is done. Thank you. thank you again so much for coming. Enjoy this show.
The automotive industry.
All right, let's kick it off this
It's
year's
MotorTrend
Live from Cuba.
Tonight, wheel dealers Mike Brewer and Ed Anstead. The Bitchin' Guys from Bitchin' Rides, Dave Kindig and Cam Dog. The Road Killers, Freiberger and Finnegan. Collector Car King Craig Jackson with the Scottsdale Superstar. And a little shaggling with the stars of Iron Resurrection. Now, here's your host, Chris Jacobs.
All right, welcome everybody to MotorTrend. Great live crowd with us. It's going to be a fantastic day, and we're going to get things started with a preview of one of my favorite events of the year, Barrett Jackson in Scottsdale. So please help me welcome the chairman of Barrett Jackson, Mr. Craig Jackson. I gotta say, this feels a little bit like deja vu because it was just over a couple weeks ago that we were right over at the Mandalay with Barrett Jackson, Las Vegas.
It does. When we came back into town, it's like we just left. In fact, some of the cars just came back and turned around on a truck to come back here to SEMA. So it was a quick turnaround, but it was a great auction.
It was great, and they just get bigger and better every single year. And I know that if anybody wants to get a little piece of Barrett Jackson here at SEMA, they can go by the booth.
Yes, our booth's over at the entrance to the main hall. We've got a couple of spectacular resto mods in there in the theme of SEMA, as well as the car that we brought for a little sneak peek.
Yeah, we're going to get to that in just a second. I want you to tell me a little bit about the charitable work that Barrett Jackson does. Every single auction has a couple charity vehicles, always very well received. And I know that in the past year, you and your wife have started Driven Hearts, which benefits cancer charities.
So,
American Heart
Association.
Association, yes.
Yes, cancer has been one of our big ones, but because we lost a couple of great customers to heart attacks, we decided to take up that as our challenge, and my wife's goal was awareness, and we've actually received some letters of people that noticed the signs of stroke and went to the hospital. So that's very satisfying, know that you've actually changed lives, but it's been very satisfying, the amount of money that we've raised for this and all the other charities. And you're speaking of charity, we've got an unbelievable selection of charity cars coming for Scottsdale like never before. A lot of VIN number ones that we can't talk about now, but they're going to be unveiled in Detroit and sold in Scottsdale, same week.
Yes, that is the art of the tease, by the way. That's fantastic. You know what? It's a good time to hit on some good news. The partnership between Velocity, Discovery, MotorTrend, and Barrett Jackson will continue through 2020. So you'll be seeing a lot more great auction coverage on our network. So a little round of applause. Now, Craig, we did talk a little bit about what we might see crossing the block, Scottsdale. Barrett Jackson in 2019, January, you have a little something to show us, is that right?
We do. We brought something that we thought went well with SEMA, and it's actually a Las Vegas car. It's one of those cars that landed in Scottsdale, went on a truck, and came back here. So
It's well traveled, but on a truck, there weren't actually miles being put on it. If we can have them roll that out right now, that'd be kind of cool. Something after my low power love.
That's amazing.
So this car's heritage is, it was a gift from Dana White to Lorenzo Fertitta, who owned Ultimate Fighting with his brother. It's got a monster motor in it, all aluminum. I think it's 528 cubic inches in it, Hemi, putting out somewhere close to 800 horsepower. So it is in the full theme here of SEMA. Every inch of this thing has been massaged, and Lorenzo was at the auction last year and actually bought one of our most expensive resto mods. So he's going to sell this one. He's been driving the other one.
Gotcha. And this car really represents what kind of the progress of the culture is going to. You got that old school styling with the new school technology.
Absolutely. And we were a pioneer of this, actually. A lot of people were sort of like, when we first started selling resto mods, they're like, those aren't real collector cars. Well, the market is evolving, and the market will continue to evolve, and I think it's a great thing. We've been coming to SEMA here for a few decades, and for the collector cars, it was 1 row in the half of the back of the center hall. Now, look at it, and look at, from modern cars to these cars, you can trick these out to the maximum, and it's growing exponentially, and you're seeing that market. When you're selling resto mod Corvettes for double what a numbers matching car brings, that's the market speaking. And we get criticized for that, but we are the facilitator of what people want, and you have to keep your finger on the pulse of what your consumer wants, not necessarily what I want, although I love these cars. We sell numbers matching muscle cars. We have a great Boss 429 coming to the auction this year. We sell modern supercars, have an LFA Nuremberg edition coming to the auction, one of 50. We have a 2006 GT Heritage with 7 miles on it. So it's diversity, that's what we sell. But the market will continue to evolve, and we will continue to evolve with it. In Las Vegas, when we sold that Acura Integra R for $64,000, that was a record. It's also an indicator when that post on Facebook did 1.9 million views, that people are paying attention.
Exactly.
And if we just keep selling the same cars, our salon this year, you will see it change. Less pre-war cars, more post-war cars, and the best of the best in resto mods.
Well, if you have not been to a Barrett Jackson, I highly recommend that you go there because it is such an experience, especially Scottsdale, but all 4 of them. Craig Jackson, thank you so much for
Thank you.
All right, well, my next guest started making YouTube videos a few years back, and now their series stands as the most popular show on the MotorTrend app. Please help me in welcoming the hosts of Roadkill, David Freiberger and Mike Lee. I gotta start out by saying that your show is my favorite one on MotorTrend. I mean, and like as soon as they drop, I'm watching it. In fact, I was just telling Dave that I watched the Vanishing Paint episode, and you know, it's another home run.
Thank you.
Do we have Roadkill fans out there?
Yeah!
You guys are so great at SEMA because you bring all the cars that people have seen, a lot of them, and the response you get is just fantastic. How has SEMA been for you?
Mind-blowing. You know, from being a magazine editor to doing what we do now, it's a completely different world, but it is extremely cool. We love interacting with the fans. What I've been doing is a lot of judging. I do Battle of the Builders, also for the network, and we also started a new engine competition, JE Masters of Moments. Yeah. How about you?
I'm just here to drool over stuff. There was an all-carbon fiber Datsun 240Z here,
Saw it.
which is amazing to me because our crappy, rusty Datsun 240Z was here last year.
Yeah, it
So,
was. Yeah.
It's the opposite ends of the spectrum.
yeah, it blows my mind that anyone lets us park any of our stuff here.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
We could link on their car.
Look at how far you get. You know, I mentioned that you guys started out making YouTube videos, and the popularity has just exploded. Where did the original idea for Roadkill come from?
Sitting around as staff members on Hot Rod Magazine, and the company just wanted to make a video presence because they didn't really have one. So we started doing stuff. Was the first one a backyard Buick?
Yeah, a friend of ours had a 63.
65 Buick convertible. Did anybody see the episode with the backyard Buick?
It's like pre-roadkill, before we were doing roadkill at all.
Before it was roadkill.
There was a Buick that sat in an Arizona backyard for so long that it sunk into the ground.
Yeah.
And we rebuilt the floor using street signs.
And I broke your tooth.
You broke my tooth? Yeah. And we road tripped it home, and that was the first time we had to take the hood off of a car to stop it from overheating.
And it all's downhill from there.
Yeah, that was really it. We never had a plan. That was just a happy accident. We did it. A friend of ours filmed it, put it on YouTube, and the people that own Hot Rod Magazine tell us to just keep doing it.
Yeah, just keep going. It's just growing organically. It's amazing. You guys are so active and so good about social media too, which is why I've been following what I think is going to be your next episode, which is the 68 Roadrunner.
Yeah.
It seemed to meet a very untimely end to a tree or a telephone pole.
Pole. That's why Finnegan calls it the pole dancer. Because it wrapped around a telephone pole.
This car is so bent that
It's just incredible. Go for it.
the car is so bent that the Google Earth image of the backyard it was in, you can see from space this car is U-shaped. We managed to slap an axle in it, rebuild some suspension mounting points that were completely missing, and drive this thing down the highway with it going like this.
Yeah, you were saying you're looking out the windshield and the front of the car is going out.
Yeah. I couldn't sit in the passenger seat, front or back, because it was all caved in. And so I sat behind him on the driver's side of the rear seat, except the car was so bent, I could see past him because he was kind of in the middle of the and the whole front end of the car was pointed right. And so we took it to a dirt track to see if it would go right and better around.
And what's amazing is we have actually driven sketchier vehicles than that. That thing was safe compared to like the Jeep ride.
It drove really good. Yeah, that's from our fab skills.
That is the beauty of roadkill, really. You know, and I've been to Roadkill Nights the last couple of years, so I've seen firsthand the show's popularity, and that's really a testament to what an impact you guys have on this world of kind of, DIY, backyard, wherever you want to try to fix it.
I always say, don't get it right, just get it running. We've encouraged a lot of people to take their car and don't make it perfect, just have fun. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, and in fact, I know that you guys often go head-to-head on the drag strip, and I think we have a clip here from a couple years ago at Roadkill Nights. Can we roll that, please?
No, or me. So that's Roadkill Nights.
Notice there, that drag race is taking place on Woodward Avenue in Detroit. I mean, that is as iconic as they come out. Like, have you gotten over that loss yet?
No. That's the worst possible way to lose on your own ineptitude, because I was about to drive out of this life, and I went to put it in third, and it went in fifth.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All my fault. Or you put it in.
Well, I got a lot of excuses. I have a lot of excuses. We built that Hemi on a picnic table the day before.
We did.
Slammed in that car and drag raced to the Woodward.
I had one of the most fun times we've ever had shooting that episode.
Oh, I did too. We were literally at a drag strip with a picnic table and a Hemi on it, rebuilding.
I saw that episode. It was so fun.
You know what I thought you were going to show?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
I do know.
Yeah.
We decided not to. We wanted to focus on you guys.
We wanted to focus on Richard hitting the wall at this event.
Yeah. It was amazing how quickly that went viral. That was, and Dodge probably thought that was a pretty good investment to make.
Definitely got them some impressions.
Exactly. No such thing as bad publicity. Well, I know a new episode of Roadkill just dropped on Monday, and that's the Vanishing Paint episode. Talk a little bit about that.
That's a very unusual episode because it's not me and Finnegan, it's me and Dulcich. Throughout the last couple years, we have been mixing up hosts, but I think we pretty firmly decided it's going to be you and me all throughout the next season, right?
It's weird when I'm not there.
Yeah.
For me. I mean, I'm
It's
sure
not weird for you when I'm not there.
it doesn't happen that often.
You've done 2 with Tony, and I've done 1 with Payway, 1 with Dulcich.
Right, but over the course of 8 years,
That's weird.
I believe it is weird when you and I are not together something magical that happens.
Yeah.
As a viewer and a fan, I agree.
All right,
You guys
thank
should
you.
always be together.
So this one was Steve Dulcich, who I do the Roadkill Garage show with.
Yeah.
And he and I had built this Challenger, and we ended up road tripping the thing 1,700 miles, and I'll say racing it at the Tire Rack Autocross that SCCA actually sold on Nationals. And it was humiliating.
I heard
But
you
what a
lost
great
the track.
adventure, though.
Oh, and he didn't lose the track. He never saw it.
And the fact that it made it, that's the important part.
It made it,
Yeah.
and we had a lot of fun.
That's really cool. Now, will you guys be able to stick around for the Q&A afterwards?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, super. Everybody give it up for Mike Daly. All right, my next guests host the longest car restoration show in the world, the longest running car restoration show in the world. Please join me in welcoming the Wheeler Dealers, Mike Brewer and Ann Edson.
It was good actually. It was a bit Dick Van Dyke, but it was good.
Dick Van who?
Dick Van Dyke. It is. You've been watching Downton Abbey, haven't you, Chris?
Not bad. It's kind of all over the place.
Hello, everyone.
Now, you guys have been together only for one season, but it seems like for a it's a little too natural, doesn't it?
It does feel like we've been together forever. We've known each other professionally for about 6 years. We've worked together a lot. We share a couple of charities together. We've done some work professionally on stage together. And we've now done a season which is 16 shows together. It's broken up into 2 halves. So for us, it feels like we've done 2 seasons together. And we're just...
Trust me, it feels way longer.
already. He's going grey already. His hair, look at it, it's going grey. So, he did. So we're just about to embark on the longest run in Wheeler Dealers history. It's on screen at the moment. We're in week 4 of 27 new episodes. So, thanks to these guys, you know, the love, the support that we get from these guys out there who tune in, watch the show every week, and just give us this incredible audience. That this show is still the biggest, the best, the #1 car restoration show in the world, and we're so proud of it.
And you were already established in the car world on television. What was it like coming into such a popular show like that? And what's it like working with Mike Brewer?
Be nice, be nice.
Don't be nice.
Easy. First of all, yeah, for those of you who don't know, I did a lot of TV back in the UK. So I did some car shows there, and as Mike says, I've known him for many years, so when the chance came to make a change, truth is I jumped at it. It is the longest running and biggest car restoration format, and I grew up watching Wheeler Dealers like a lot of you guys did, so, Mike is kind of like the great-grandfather of the car restoration. I say that, and, being able to step into that, obviously it was very nervous for me. It would have been a big change. If it hadn't have worked, I would have been known forever as the guy that sunk the biggest car show in the world. But the truth is that the great thing about Wheeler Dealers is, as hopefully you guys know, it's a passionate show about cars. And actually, it doesn't really matter. The cars come first, and as long as we stick true to the format, the bit that the public love, we celebrate the vehicles, we restore them with enough passion and love, the rest of it's going to work itself out, and sure enough, we're still here, and yes, I'm grayer, but I still love it.
Collective awe. Now, you guys,
3 people said that.
yeah, it probably wasn't that much awing going on after all. You guys actually aired tonight with a new episode where you did that 91 Motor Salon.
Yeah, so...
why are you all here?
Yes, make sure your DVRs are set to record, because, this season more than ever, me and Ant know that we've got a very big global audience, so we didn't want to just keep it in-house, we wanted to stretch it out to the rest of the world. So we've really worked hard at finding an eclectic mix of cars from all over the world that people can celebrate. One of the cars that we chose, and it's a car I've been chasing for many years, in fact it's the very first car that I dated my wife with, Michelle. It means a lot to me, and I've chased the Lotus Elan M100 for many, many years, and I've never managed to find the right one. But I found this car, and what's good about it is the fact that I think it's the best front-wheel drive handling car in the world. It drives incredible. It's got a story to tell. It belonged to a guy who's had it in his garage for many, many years. And for me and Ant to celebrate the history of that car and to do what we did to it, I'm so proud of it. It's a knockout show. I think you're going to really enjoy it.
We actually do have a video clip from that show that is going to be aired tonight. Let's take a look at that.
Just epic, isn't it? It's amazing. I love the way the red sets it off. I know it's like the perfect colour for a sports car. Well, you're talking about the Lotus, yeah, that looks amazing. I was talking about Fire Valley, which is where we are today.
Well, actually, all I can think about is that car on that tarmac. There's quite big drops.
Either side.
So yeah, let's keep
So
on that.
confidence.
In a national park just outside of Las Vegas here. I've been there, and I happen to know you're not allowed to drive that fast in that national park.
Yes, unless, as you can see, that was sunrise. So that was at about 4:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning was the call time. We got there, we waited for the sunrise, which was about 5 o'clock, and there's no cops around at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we just had the road to ourselves, and if we got production, we had one person at end with the walkie-talkie, another person at end with the walkie-talkie. There was no fuzz around, so we just nailed it.
You make it sound like sort of criminal masterminds.
Well, we are.
Yeah, you're right.
Just like that.
You didn't look like you were too much of a criminal mastermind in that clip, though, Andy. You looked like you might actually get sick.
The problem is, Chris, you know what it's like. You're a car lover. You put all of your love and heart and soul and bloodied fingers into building a car, and then you hand it over to Mike who drives it like that. And you win it. So what trust have I got?
Is that? It sounds just like your typical mechanic.
That's unbelievable, Chris. I mean, what is it with these mechanics and they're whining? Do you know the only difference between you and a generator is a generator stops whining at the end of the day. I can settle this argument. Then he called out a friend. Wayne, come out here. Wayne. Now tell me, Wayne, do me and you have to put up with whining mechanics?
Oh my gosh, I don't know about you.
This is going to be a long time. This one.
Roger sometimes can make things run, but is it worth all the aggravation that I have to go through? I mean, it's really something. The thing with Roger is that when I say, would you do the brakes on this Porsche, he wants to explain how the brakes were made at the factory and the metal, how it came out of the earth to make the brakes and all that stuff. I mean, it just fixed the damn car. No whining, no complaining, But and then of course when we get the job done, now you just took Ann for a ride.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody remember me taking Roger. Okay. So Roger and I went out for a ride in Hellcat, and he got in and he wanted a cigarette. He says, "Could I have a smoke?" He says, "It's like sex." So, he's got all sorts of things to say. But the mechanic,
This is second term.
We know where we route we were going down. Explain what sex and a Dodge Hell.
Now you gotta ask Roger.
Wait, I think we do have a clip of you and Roger when that car first rolled into your garage, and his reaction is pretty priceless.
Okay.
Let's take a look at that.
Come on. This is a great little car. He takes one look, and I think he's going to close his toolbox and run the other way. But he's one for a challenge. Okay.
What do I think? I'm trying to be polite and nice. It's a challenge.
Come on.
This is the 5th level.
I think that it's all there. I think you can get this thing running in no time.
No time?
Well,
This is the 5th level. The 5th level of Dante's Inferno of the great book is anger. What did I do? Did I do
Nothing,
something?
yeah, you gotta get it running.
No, you're getting even with me for something.
And Roger takes one look at it and says, what have I done to deserve this? You know, this is like Dante's Inferno, where you're throwing me in with the wolves. Jack it up. I'll put a fuel line in there, see if it's got spark. And
Before lunch?
No, 1, 2 o'clock will be fine. And we're going to get this baby running in no time.
I'm going to put my head under you, slam it.
Okay.
Between and you and Mike and Roger.
I've known Roger since I was 10 years old, and that's quite a few years ago. But
85 years.
yeah, right.
All right, real quick, guys. You've all been coming to SEMA for a long, long time. This year at SEMA 2018, what's been the highlight for you?
Absolutely this moment, being here with our amazing crowd. It's really, it can be difficult, you know, we get out of bed every morning, we go to a workshop, we work tirelessly hard at delivering the best show we possibly can, and it all is worth it when we get to present it in front of people like this. True car fans that absolutely love what we do, and this is the best moment.
And what about you?
I've just got to echo what Mike says, and I love walking through the halls and getting stopped by members of the public, and the best thing I can hear is when somebody says, I watched one of your shows, and because of that, I went and bought a X. And, you know, that's the only reason why we do what we do. We do it because we're car lovers, it's in us, and that'll never ever come out of us. And if it inspires just one more person, then it's worth it.
You know, I really like Hot Rod Alley, going down there and seeing all those cars and seeing the wonderful things that everybody comes up with, these great creations, you know. But I got to sort of agree with you guys. We did a signing session before we came here today, and getting to actually see the people, shake their hands, get pictures taken with them. It means a lot to us to have such great fans as you guys are.
That's cool. Thank you. And wheeler dealers anytime you want on the MotorTrend app. Mike and Wayne, thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. All right, these next two guys help make Saturdays on Velocity the home of how-to car programming. Please welcome the hosts of Car Fix, Lou Santiago, and my good buddy Jared Zimmerman. You got it? I want to start out by thanking Lou. For anyone who might not know, Lou is a retired Navy Seabee, and with Veterans Day coming on Sunday, we want to say quickly